What if the secret to a better life wasn't some huge, complicated plan? What if it was just a single, simple thought you have every single morning? Well, today we're going to dive into a really powerful idea that can completely reframe how you think about progress, one day at a time. Let's get right into it.
It all starts right here, with this one simple fact. A fact that is so easy to just blow past in the morning rush. But let's just stop and think about that for a second. You woke up today.
Because that simple act of waking up, it means you've been handed a fresh page. It's a new opportunity, a totally clean slate. And you know what that really means? It means the story isn't over yet.
And that right there is the core message we're starting with. As long as you're here, as long as you're breathing, you've got time. Time to turn things around, to build something new, to try again. The game is still on.
Okay, but let's be real for a second. Saying the game isn't over can feel a little empty if we don't acknowledge the reality of it all. This game can be incredibly tough. So let's start there. Let's talk about the struggle.
And this happens to everybody. Life is absolutely guaranteed to come with losses. You're going to miss shots you were sure you'd make. You are going to fail, sometimes in a really big way. And yep, you're going to have those days where it just feels like nothing is working.
But the thing you've got to remember is this. None of that is a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's part of the process. It's the price of admission for trying to do anything that actually matters. Everyone, and I really mean everyone, goes through it.
So if failure isn't the real enemy, then what is? This is where things get really interesting. This is where we pinpoint the true obstacle, the thing that holds so many of us back without us even realizing it.
Okay, look at this. This slide completely reframes the whole battle. We spend so much time and energy trying to avoid everything on the left, failure, bad days, setbacks. But the real danger, that hidden trap, it's all on the right. See, it's not about missing the shot. It's about stopping trying. It's not failing. It's settling into a comfortable routine that guarantees you never grow. Failure is just an event. Comfort, well, that can become a life sentence.
And this is exactly how that trap of comfort shows up. It disguises itself as being smart, as being prudent. We tell ourselves, oh, I'm just waiting for the perfect plan or the perfect opportunity, the perfect moment to start. But really, we're just waiting.
So, if waiting is the trap, then what's the key that gets us out? Well, it's not some complicated strategy. Actually, it's the total opposite of waiting. It's all about taking action.
It really is that simple. Progress isn't something that comes from perfect planning or waiting for all the stars to align. It comes from the messy, imperfect, but absolutely essential act of just doing something. It comes from action.
So how do we actually do that? How do we put it into practice? It really boils down to these 3 simple steps. First, you don't need more resources or a better starting point. You just work with what you have, right here, right now. Then you commit to it. You give everything you've got to whatever is in front of you. And the most important part, you just keep moving forward, day in and day out.
And here's the cool part. When you commit to this idea of daily action, something really fascinating starts to happen. You begin to realize that finish line you thought you were running toward, it wasn't the real goal at all. It's time to redefine what winning actually means.
When you focus on what you do every day, you're not going to see this lightning bolt of change. It's so much quieter than that. It's this slow, almost invisible shift that happens day after day. A single footprint doesn't really change the landscape, but 1,000 of them create a path, little by little.
The path you're on starts to look completely different. And you realize that the biggest change isn't even happening out there in the world. The first thing that truly, fundamentally changes is you.
And this is what that change actually looks like. Your mindset, it gets tougher, more resilient. You stop seeing mistakes as these terrible failures, and you start seeing them for what they are, lessons. You might even find yourself treating people with more kindness and empathy because you get the struggle. You are literally becoming someone new.
And this slide, this just nails it. We spend so much of our lives chasing this illusion of perfection, this flawless final version of ourselves that, let's be honest, doesn't even exist. But the reality, the actual goal, was always growth. It was never about being perfect. It was always about getting better. This is the new definition of winning. That's it. Can you end today just a little bit stronger than when you started? A little wiser? A little better in some small, meaningful way? That right there, that's the whole game.
So this brings us all the way back to where we started, but now we have a totally new perspective. How do we apply this huge idea to our actual lives? Simple. We bring it right down to the here and now.
So let's boil all of this down to one single point of focus. Forget the 5-year plan for a minute. Forget about reaching the mountaintop. Your only job is today. Your job is to take the next step, not the final one. Live today, learn today, grow today. And tomorrow, well, you just get up and do it again.
And this is the thought I really want to leave you with. We look at these extraordinary lives, these amazing accomplishments, and we assume they came from one single moment of genius or luck. But that's just not true. They are forged in the quiet consistency of daily effort. They are built one day, one choice, one step at a time.
Which brings it all right back to you, doesn't it? The game isn't over. The real enemy is standing still. And the only path forward is through small, daily growth. So, knowing all that, the only real question left to ask is this one. What's your next step?